Master Sergeant Crix Valen of the Galactic Defense Academy had trained warriors from 47 different species over his distinguished career. His reputation for breaking overconfident recruits was legendary across 3-star systems. The obsidian blade in his forearmed grip had humbled champions, demolished egos, and taught crucial lessons about combat reality to thousands of cadets. "Cadet Torres," he barked at the human exchange student standing casually in the center of the training mat. "You will demonstrate defensive posture against a full-speed strike. Failure to properly block will result in severe injury or death." Elena Torres, a 19-year-old from Earth's Luna colony, stretched her arms above her head and nodded politely. "Understood, Sergeant. Should I get into position?" The observation deck, filled with alien cadets, buzzed with nervous energy. Everyone knew Master Sergeant Crix Valen's demonstration strikes were delivered at combat speed with weapons sharp enough to cleave through starship hull plating. Most species required extensive conditioning and enhancement to even attempt blocking such an attack. "Position is irrelevant," Crix Valen snarled, his secondary arms adjusting his grip for maximum power delivery. "Combat does not wait for your readiness. You will react or you will bleed." Elena stifled a yawn. The Academy's artificial gravity was set to galactic standard, roughly 60% of Earth normal, and the reduced weight made her feel drowsy. "Whenever you're ready, Sergeant." Crix Valen's strike was a masterpiece of controlled violence. His blade moved at speeds that registered on the Academy's kinetic sensors, following a trajectory calculated to test every aspect of defensive capability. The weapon's edge, honed to molecular sharpness, carved through the air with enough force to bisect a combat android. Elena's hand moved lazily upward, her fingers closing around the blade approximately 10 centimeters from Crix Valen's primary gripping appendage. The training facility fell silent, except for the hum of atmospheric processors. "Interesting technique," Elena said thoughtfully, examining the weapon, while still holding it motionless mid-strike. "The molecular edge is impressive craftsmanship. Though I have to ask, is this supposed to be sharp?" Master Sergeant Crix Valen experienced what humans would recognize as cognitive dissonance. His neural pathways, evolved for processing combat dynamics, simply could not integrate what had just occurred. The blade that could cut through reinforced polymer armor was being held casually by organic fingers that showed no signs of enhancement or protection. "Release my weapon," he commanded, though his voice lacked its usual authority. "Sure thing." Elena let go of the blade, which remained perfectly motionless in the air, still gripped by Crix Valen's frozen arms. "Should I try a different defensive stance?" The observation deck erupted in confused chittering as alien cadets tried to process what they had witnessed. Several species' optical organs were designed to track high-speed combat maneuvers, but their sensory data made no logical sense. "How?" Crix Valen managed to croak. Elena considered the question seriously. "Well, the strike was pretty telegraphed. You shifted your weight about half a second before committing to the angle, and your secondary arms adjusted grip in a way that revealed the intended trajectory. Plus, you're moving kinda slowly." "Slowly?" The word came out as barely a whisper. "I mean, no offense," Elena added quickly, "but that strike took almost 0.2 of a second to complete. On Earth, our training programs start with sub-100 millisecond reaction drills. This felt like slow motion." Dr. Vexthani, the Academy's chief medical officer, was frantically scanning Elena with every instrument at his disposal. "Sergeant," he announced over the comm system, "the human shows no signs of technological enhancement. No cyber implants, no genetic modification, no pharmaceutical augmentation." "That's impossible," Crix Valen stated flatly. "No organic being possesses reflexes sufficient to—" "Oh, I wasn't using reflexes," Elena interrupted. "I saw the strike coming and just timed the catch. Reflexes would be if you surprised me." She paused, considering. Want to try again? Maybe put some speed into it this time? Master Sergeant Crixvalen looked down at his blade, still frozen in mid-strike, then at the human cadet, who had casually caught a combat-speed weapon attack while appearing bored. For the first time in his military career, he questioned whether his training methods were adequate. Cadet Torres, he said carefully, exactly what constitutes standard combat training on your homeworld? Elena brightened. Oh, we start with basic spatial awareness drills around age 5. You know, dodging thrown objects, catching projectiles, multitasking under pressure. Most kids can handle multiple simultaneous attacks by middle school. The observation deck had gone completely silent as the implications settled over the assembled alien cadets. Middle school? Dr. Vexthani asked weakly. Sure. Though to be fair, Earth kids have advantages. Higher gravity helps with reaction time development, and our atmospheric density makes everything else feel like it's moving through molasses once you leave the planet. Master Sergeant Crixvalen realized he was going to need an entirely new curriculum.